Greetings and happy Monday to you. Hope you had a lovely weekend. It is still such wonderful weather. I hope you did lots of lovely things outside and enjoyed the wrapping up of summer. It's starting to feel like it's getting a wee bit into more fall-like weather. But so I do hope you had a nice restful weekend. Here we are today. We're going to do our little letting go session, focusing on what can we let go with my letting go card. But I'm wondering, how are you feeling at the moment? We've talked, actually last week I talked a wee bit about retrogrades, and Mercury had just gone direct after a retrograde. But as of today, Mars is going direct. And so when Mars is to do with action, getting things done, and when we have a retrograde, it's the appearance of things going backwards or maybe even coming undone. So I wonder, how did that impact you? Were you aware of maybe things coming up that you had to redo, or feeling like things were maybe taking a wee bit longer to come to a decision, come to some sort of agreement with yourself about which way were you headed? And so that now we're starting to come out of some of these retrogrades, because at one point we actually were under the effect of 7 different retrogrades, which is pretty powerful stuff. Hey Randy, how are you doing today? Thanks for hopping in. So Mercury was to do with the communications, and so now that's kind of allowing us to hear and feel our voice more. And now, like I say, with Mars going, but we also had the full moon yesterday too, which is, full moon is great for resolution and manifestation of what we're truly wanting. So there's some really neat shifting happening that's to help you get really clear on what is it you want to experience, what do you want to create, who do you want to be when you grow up? And you're never too old to ask that. So let's focus on this letting go idea. The idea of it is that we all have things that we could let go of that are maybe making us play small or limiting the fullness of life that we can experience, us shining our light fully. And so we're going to take a nice deep breath and just center yourself in the moment, whether you're watching me here live, and if you are, say hi. I love seeing people join in, but I also know that a lot of people listen to this at different times during the day, during the week too. So just wherever you're at and whenever you watch this, just take a nice deep breath, and we're going to see what's going to come up today for what we need to let go of. And we need to let go of the past. And so isn't that awesome? This is perfectly timed, because like I just said, the appearance of going backwards. So now we're starting to move out of that kind of influence of things coming up to be reviewed, redone, processed again. Sometimes, and this happens sometimes, I have conversations with clients where they kind of get impatient with themselves because an issue comes up again, whether it's internally something that we have to let go of or face up to, as far as like a habit or a situation or an addiction even, or a thinking, not getting the traction that you wanted to on a specific decision or project or relationship as well. So now we can let that go, because as we come through and do our work on those parts, then we can actually start to just settle into a space. Who are you now? When we have these do-overs or redoing things, it makes us somebody new. So stop living in the past. Start letting go of what's not serving you from the past anymore, and start moving forward. Under the effects of Mars going direct is a big thing. So this is the guidebook that I wrote to go with this letting go system. And so what I like to do is just let you feel into that. How does that land for you when I say let go of the past? Is there some kind of rumination or pattern that you're holding on to or telling yourself a story about? And then I just kind of feel into, how does that work for me? But then I also like to read out what I've written here to just see if that helps shape at least anything else that maybe you haven't seen. And so stop living in the past. There's absolutely nothing to gain if you wallow in mistakes you previously made. We've all experienced hurt. You can't be an adult alive today who hasn't experienced some emotional pain of one kind or another. It's what you do with that hurt that's most important, more than the hurt itself. Would you prefer to get back into being an active participant of your life? Or do you prefer to ruminate endlessly about the past and something that cannot be changed? Take past mistakes or challenges as lessons learned and move forward. You cannot wholeheartedly move on to a better future if you're constantly looking behind you. Things happened and that's that. It's time to move on. Take a deep breath and choose to move forward with grace and ease. Things don't disappear on their own. You need to make the commitment to let it go. If you don't make this conscious choice up front, you could end up self-sabotaging any effort to move on from this past hurt. So let me know how that goes. How does that land? Like the making this choice to let go of the past, or the letting go of ruminating of I should have made a different choice, or I could have done something different or better. Or the thing is you are here, you're here where you are, and nothing's wrong with that. And so now moving on with this, what I like to do is I use these Doreen Virtue Angel cards. And now that we're sitting in the energy of this week, we're going to focus on letting go of the past in order to be more fully who we truly are at the core. And what I'm going to do is we're going to draw 3 of these cards to get some support, maybe some ideas, and maybe even some deeper awareness or understanding about what's being talked about the past. Well, now we've got some fun ones here today. So this is spiritual growth. So isn't that a great thing to have come up? Like I said, as we come through all of these retrogrades starting to go direct, and then the full moon energy also, it is, it's something I've said too, is that I think in essence, the answer to every problem is actually spiritual in nature. So perhaps by letting go of the past, you could actually embody more of who you truly are as a spiritual being. And then romance. Where is romance at for you? How can you bring that into a current space? And whether you're in a relationship or not, you can have romance where, have some flowers on your desk. Tell yourself you're beautiful, that you love yourself when you look in the mirror. Like really treat yourself as this divine, beautiful spark of light. And perhaps that's something that you haven't done. How can you romance yourself as you let go of the past, the things that are blocking you from being fully, truly you? And that will actually allow you to get into balance. This is because that's, in essence, that's what the whole point of this letting go process idea is to stay in the present moment and to be in balance with everything that is, and allowing you to show up as authentically and completely you. So I wish you a wonderful week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And I look forward to hearing your experiences about stepping into a different way of being and letting go of the past, letting things go from the past so that you can be truly you. Much love to you. Have a great week.